What's going on, growers? It's James Prigioni coming to you live from Jersey. Today, me and Tuck want to take you with us for a late summer harvest and tour. I'm talking apples, grapes, melons, and more. Let's go! Let's start things off by grabbing a set of these fresh, organically grown tomatoes. Look how beautiful this is. This right here is the Lemon Boy tomato. This is one of my best late season producers. Absolutely beautiful. Look at that set. Incredible, right next to the Boss, the King, Tuckeroni. Beautiful color on that right there. Right above us, we have another tomato here ripe. Excellent, and then I just love to see it. These hybrid tomatoes like this, the Lemon Boy, and some of the others, they do so fantastic late into the season. One thing you'll notice is there's a little noise going on in the background. The neighbor is building a deck, so if you hear a little bit of noise here and there, or you see a hard cut, that's probably why, but I wanted to get this video out to you. So this right here is a cherry bomb tomato. This is the variety that I call the tomato tree because it is so disease resistant and is an incredible producer late into the season. I mean, heirloom tomatoes are incredible. I grow a lot of heirloom and open pollinated varieties, but it's great to have some hybrid tomatoes because these are the ones that are going to produce really well for you late into the season. I've got some more I'll show you later, but let's grab some of these dragon tongue beans. My favorite all-time bean. Incredible color to it, but it's not just about the beauty and the color, it's about the flavor and the snap. These things are so incredibly good fresh. Amazing flavor. What about the Boss? Tucky, a little of the dragon tongues. Look right next to us here too, behind Tuck. Here's the asparagus that we planted last year, doing fantastic. We love to see that. Setting up for the future, those perennials. We'll let the Boss finish up this bean right here. As we keep moving, I want to show you some peppers that look fantastic and some eggplant. Look at these peppers I have growing in pots. Check out the Jimmy Nardello. Look at the sheer number of peppers on this thing. One of the most productive peppers that I've ever grown. Then look to the right here. This is the Criollo de Cocina. Absolutely loaded as well. Fantastic varieties of pepper. Then right here, my favorite eggplant variety. This is the Rosita. Absolutely beautiful. This one's actually a bit past. This one needs to be harvested pretty bad. Check behind you though. Some of the grapes are really starting to set up. I got to show you the grapes under the arbor that look even better, but you can see the birds are starting to grab some of these because they're getting incredibly sweet. These are green grapes. They're just on the cusp of being ripe. Next to me here, I'm growing some zucchini rampicante up a trellis. It's got its first zucchinis of the season. Really excited about that. But if you've been following along, you know how insane the zucchini plants are going this year. I mean, most productive zucchini ever. Check out how many we have in here. Here's two right here. I'll harvest a couple of them, but it's gonna take too long if I harvest all of them. There's two here. We'll get real quick. And then move this way. And then we got a bunch more. I mean, we've got the white scallops in there everywhere too. But look, there's two more here. Right here. And then back here. Look, check out back here. Two more back there. Then look down here. Another one there. And that's not even the white scallops too. So look at how big the zucchinis and the summer squash have just taken over this whole entire section. We'll let it happen though because they are pumping out insane amounts of food. I've got a lot of stuff I still want to show you. Let's grab one of those Honeycrisp apples because they're almost ripe and I gotta taste one. Let's keep going. Along this fence line, you'll notice we've got a lot of cucumbers. Look at this right here. 3 cucumbers ready to be harvested. Just looking excellent. I mentioned earlier that this cucumber variety right here, you don't want to plant a lot of them. This is the Mexican gherkin because they'll just take over a whole section of garden. This is one plant right here and it's still producing more little Mexican gherkins that I could ever eat. Check this out right here. Here's one of my all-time favorite trees. This is the Honeycrisp apple. So you'll notice right here, the squirrels and birds have started pecking at some of our apples. So what I did is I covered the tree as best I could with an insect netting. So we're gonna keep those apples all safe in there. But what I wanted to do is taste this apple here before the squirrels and the birds get to it. So I know it still needs time. The Honeycrisp apple usually isn't ready till like mid-September, but I just got to get a taste of it. I know it's going to be a little tart, but I guarantee it tastes absolutely amazing. Honeycrisp apple, grown organically in the backyard. This is real food. Incredible Honeycrisp flavor. Nice pop, nice crunch. That tastes about ready. It doesn't have any of that like chalky, astringent kind of taste when they're not ripe. Incredible flavor. Let's see if Tuck wants a lick maybe. He's not a big fan of the apples, but with how sweet this thing is, he'll have a little lick or so. Really good stuff. Let's keep moving though. I want to show you the grafted tomatoes. Check this out. Look how beautiful the red zebra tomato is doing on this set. Let me grab a few of these, just to make it a whole set of them. Let's see what we got. Look at that. Oh my gosh, tell me that's not picturesque. That is just insanely beautiful. This is why we grow food at home. Honeycrisp apples, beautiful tomatoes, cucumbers. Look at the boss next to us. He decided he's gonna go for his own cucumber harvest. Sometimes we just don't pay enough attention to him, so then he knows how to make himself the star of the show. Make sure you spam hearts down low if you love seeing Tuck in the videos, and hit that subscribe button too. While Tuck has your heart, let me just mention that today is literally the last day to grab the summer merch. So if you want some of the summer merch, today is officially the last day. So you won't be able to get it tomorrow. So grab some at jamesprigioni.com if you still want some. Let's check to the right here. Cucumbers non-stop. Look at the other side of this. More cucumbers. Even this one down here. Look at this thing. I mean, this just too much fruit at this point. Let's come over here. The cucumbers have started to slow down in this section a lot, but we just had the perfect shred time melon fall to the ground. Come right here. So when these melons are ready, you can just pick them up and they'll fall off the vine, but this one fell off on its own. Look right here. Here's where it was attached. I came out this morning and this thing was just laying on the ground. This thing is probably perfectly ripe. I'm not gonna cut into this one because just a video or so ago I cut into one, but I'm so happy with this. The Shred-Time melon, I'm definitely gonna be growing in the future. I've grown it the last couple years, but man, this thing is incredible flavor, incredible taste, and good producer. Let's keep moving. Over to this section, you'll notice we've got these monster super sweet 100s, another variety, and we've got the Sun Gold Cherry. This is another hybrid. So look how tall this thing's getting. Great producers late into this season. Really good stuff. Let's move over here though. I gotta show you some of these, some of the cucumbers that I trellised of the single string. Look how much fruit this thing has on it. So beautiful cucumber right here. We'll grab this, the Suyo Long. Excellent variety. Another beautiful cucumber right here. Then I gotta take you this way, where you gotta see this, how beautiful this variety is. This one right here is called the Sweet Treats, and look at the, I got another one somewhere else, but look at the sets on that. Look at this one above here. Look how beautiful those are. The blush on it, the red rose color as they start to ripen. Really nice stuff. Excellent variety. Another hybrid which produces great late into the season. Not everything has worked perfect. When it comes to gardening, you know, not everything is just you know, rainbow and sunshine. So there's a couple plants that we had to remove, tomatoes here, that just got some bad disease issues. We didn't want those issues spreading to other tomatoes, so we had to remove them. But that's okay. Everything's, all in all, I mean, the amount of food this year is insane. Take a little gander to the right. Look how many apples are on this tree, and look how fantastic it looks. Yeah, the birds and squirrels have got to a few, but just the overall view of that tree, I mean, that looks like something out of a magazine in my opinion. It's just incredible. Now, I gotta take you to one of the biggest tomatoes that I've ever grown back here. This section. This tomato I allowed to sprawl along the ground. It didn't produce a lot of good tomatoes, but it has an absolute monster of a tomato right here. This is the gold medal tomato. Look at this thing. Look at the sheer size of this one variety. An heirloom. Let's cut that off. Oh my gosh. Look at the size compared to my head. Huge. Hey, Tucky, come here, boy. Let's see it compared to the boss. Come on, boy. Come on, boy. Check this out. Look at the size. This is just a really big tomato, bigger than his head. So fortunately he doesn't like tomatoes, or you'd see him really getting into this one. Excellent variety. I would say for producing big tomatoes. This thing it's like the first good tomato that I got from it from the season, so I wanted to grow if you were trying to grow a lot of tomatoes in a small amount of space, but if you want a monster tomato to show off to your friends, no wonder why it's the gold medal. Let's keep moving here. I told you there was another Sweet Treats. Look at the beauty of these. Man, that is just such an awesome tomato, and just look up the plant and get your way up the plant, keep going a little bit, you'll notice very little disease issues, especially this late into the season. So that's why you got to have some of these hybrids. I know I mentioned it once. There's nothing wrong with growing hybrid tomatoes. They're really going to help your production in the long run. I told you I was going to show you the grapes. Let me move you over to the grape arbor. More cucumbers, look up right above. Cucumbers hanging from the peach tree. Love to see it, getting the most out of the space. More cucumbers hanging from trees. Squash and container doing real nice. Needs a little fertilizer. As you can see, it's starting to yellow up a little bit. Carrots in buckets, ripe. I mean, ready to go. We're gonna harvest these real soon. Then head this way. The grapes look incredible. Look at this. Look how beautiful the grapes look. They're starting to get some of the little bit of the translucence. They're getting right on the cusp of being ripe. One thing I'm really excited about, as you track to the left a little bit, is the Catalba grapes are starting to get some of their color. Look at that. Soon we're gonna have a bunch of the Catalba grapes ripe. Excellent flavor. These ones over here are the Niagara grapes. So they're going to stay green like this, but they're a little bit away from ripe. They'll get a little bit of almost a yellowing color as they start to get truly ripe. Let's move this way. The Chijiro pear. I've talked about this one a lot, but look how many pears it has on it. It has so many, it's starting to weigh the tree down. So what I'm gonna do is come by and just prune off a few more of these just to lighten the load, to give the tree a little more support, to make sure we get some fruit and it doesn't break a branch. In the past, I didn't prune enough off and I broke one of these branches early, so I don't want to make the same mistake. There's a few more things me and Tuck want to show you before we let you go. The first thing is that the weather has definitely changed here, so we transitioned the garden over to some of the fall stuff. Come in, I'll show you. So in these beds now we have a lot of our brassicas all planted, as you'll notice. Some lettuces in there. The brassicas have taken beautifully to their new home on this side as well, and the other raised bed. So we're already looking towards the fall. We haven't taken everything out though. There's still some peppers. Look how beautiful the Ajvarski is in there. Look at the size of that pepper I need to harvest. Incredible. But let me just grab a few cucumbers off this trellis right here too. This is the cucumber trellis that we built earlier in the year, and it's so easy and convenient to harvest from. Nice cucumbers here. Really good stuff. And then a number of people have asked me what variety of flower this is. This is the candy cane zinnia. Definitely one of the most striking flowers that I've ever seen. But this year, me and Tuck have incorporated more flowers than we ever have, because not only are they just beautiful and so nice to come out and look at, but they draw in a lot of pollinators. So there's so many beneficials that come from planting flowers in the garden. Even if it's just to get you out here to look at the flowers, and then maybe you notice something else that you might have missed. So we have a lot of flowers in here. We are going to plant even more next year, because there's nothing like coming out, and even if it's not the roses, still getting a nice sniff of them. That's today's video, growers. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. This year, it's been an incredibly fun year for me and Tuck. We've had a blast. Right, boy? Want a little water, Tuck? It's getting hot out, actually, as the day's progressing. But we've grown more food than we ever have, which is like, you know, you can't complain about that. But it definitely has been a bit of a challenging year, too. So we've had a lot of really dry weather, which we had to deal with, but that's okay. And then we've had a bunch of critters that actually came into the garden. Between the squirrels, the birds, and then Roger Rabbit, they've gotten to a lot of the things, but we can't really complain that much because we've still had an overabundance of food. So one thing I want to encourage you guys to do is to really take time to journal any issues you have or things that have gone well. So our journal has been an incredible incredible tool for us heading into the future, because it's allowed us to time our plantings to avoid issues before they happen, and it's just been, like I said, an invaluable tool. So I want to encourage you to get your garden journal going. If you didn't start it last week or last year or 2 years ago, now is the time to get it started. Just like planting a tree. The best time is 7 years ago. The second best time is today. Like I said, me and Tuck had a really lot of fun out here, and right on cue, they're in the back, doing some work on the deck. But, we tried our best to avoid some of the noise, but that's just what happens when you live in a suburban setting. I'm surrounded by neighbors on every single side. So, it's just probably the same scenario you guys are in. And that's one of the things that me and Tuck like about the situation that we're actually in. We're just doing, we're just normal guys, a normal guy and a normal dog, doing some gardening in their backyard, things that anyone can do. Before I let you go, I want to mention that, again, today is the last day to grab some of the summer merch. So if you do want some, check it out at jamesprigioni.com. I also want to mention a thank you to to one of our new channel members, Kathy Leonard. Thanks for being a part of Team Grow. Thanks for contributing. Thanks for being on the same team as the boss, the king, the leader, Tuck. So we just can't thank everyone enough for all the kind words you always share with me and Tuck. We look through the comments sometimes and like 99% of them are uplifting, they're encouraging, and they're kind words. So we just want to just thank everyone for the community that you guys have become. We're not the leaders of the community, we're just a part of it. So we're really thankful to be part of this kind of community. So we just wanted to say basically thank you, and we're not done yet. Even though the weather's starting to cool a little bit, me and Tuck, we got a lot of growing and a lot of videos still to do. Tuck and James will be back at you again real soon. We out.